Assalamualaikum and good day to the panel and the audience. Today I'll be presenting my final year project proposal entitled Experimental Study on Performance of Undershot Water Wheel for Rural Electrification. The researcher is me, myself, Arniesha Azzwar binti Abdullah. I'm from Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and my supervisor is Dr. Muhammad Fairuz Ramali. For the panel information, I also have made modification to my previous title, which was the study of mini hydro turbine. For presentation, this study will focus on introduction, problem statement, objective, scope and limitation, methodology, and expected result. Rural electrification is the process of providing electrical services to rural areas, generally regions with sparse population, where agriculture is the dominant livelihood. In terms of application aspect, rural electrification is often used for lighting in communal facilities such as town hall, which are integral for social gathering and information exchange. In 2008, it was estimated by the International Energy Agency that 1.5 billion people, or 22% of the global population, do not have access to electricity. And last from International Energy Agency 2009, 85% of this population group are situated in rural areas. Based on the data from Malaysia Energy Statistic Handbook in 2020, the generation of electricity in Malaysia is mainly from fossil fuel-based mix with 42.8% coal, 40.2% gas, 14.8% hydro, and 0.5% diesel. Resources include oil, coal, natural gas. Once these resources are used up, they cannot be replaced, which is a major problem for humanity as we are currently dependent on them to supply most of our energy needs. Coal, which is holding the highest value, is a non-renewable energy source that takes millions of years to create. Major problem with fossil fuels, aside from their being in limited supply, is that burning them releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Rising levels of heat-trapping carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the main cause of global warming. However, it is important for us to start using energy generated from renewable sources. Renewable energy such as hydropower. It is clean energy. The energy is obtained from falling water, which is rainwater, so it doesn't consume resources and is non-pollutant. This type of energy offers an excellent way to reduce external energy dependence since it is an abundant resource in our country. Next is the literature review. The Raub Australian Gold Mine Company built a hydroelectric station on the Sempam River's bank close to Raub Pahang in July 1900, marking the beginning of the usage of hydropower in Malaysia. However, Malaysia did not have economic access to hydropower until the late 1970s. No attempt have been made to use the techniques in pico hydropower, despite the fact that Malaysia has benefited from large hydropower projects. The International Renewable Energy Agency presents three categories of hydro turbines, which is high heat, medium heat, and low heat turbines. The categorization is based on the amount of power the turbine produces as well as the heat and flow rates of the water. For large capacity is more than 100 million watt and small scale is up to 25 million watt and can be used for national power grid. Mini hydro with the capacity below 1 million watt used for micro power grid. Micro hydro that range between 6 to 100 kilowatt can be used for small community, and last pico hydro that have maximum 5 kilowatt can fit in domestic and small commercial loads. The main difference between a water turbine and water wheel is the swirl component of the water which passes energy to a spinning rotor. However, the similarity is basic principle is just the same, converting the kinetic energy of water into mechanical movement. There are three types of water wheel, which are undershot, overshot, and brushshot water wheel, which are shown in figure. The overshot water wheel is more complicated in its construction. Those buckets filled with water flowing onto the wheel through a penstock design. The gravitational weight of the water in the full bucket causes the wheel to rotate around its central axis. For middle shot or the brushshot water wheel design is where the water enters the buckets about halfway up at axle height and then flows out at the bottom in the direction of the wheels. Generally, the brushshot water wheel is used in situations where the head of water is insufficient to power an overshot water wheel design. And in our study, in which the undershot water wheel design, also known as a stream wheel, was the most commonly used type of water wheel design, as it is the simplest, cheapest, and easiest type of wheel to construct. The wheel is simply placed directly into a fast-flowing river and supported from above. The motion of the water below creates a pushing action against the submerged pedal. This type of water wheel design is generally used in flat areas with no natural slope or where the flow of water is sufficiently fast-moving. Problem statement. Electricity is globally fundamental for many purposes, including those in industry and household. Residents of Mahang River need utilize electricity for lighting, ventilation and charging. Higher electricity bills result from this. Low-income residents will pay high electricity bills and endure challenging days. The poor receive less benefit from electricity in rural regions than those who are not poor due to restriction caused by high connection costs. Next, a lack of knowledge about how to maximize the advantage of rural electrification. The objective of the present study are to evaluate performance of the undershot water wheel as Pico Hydro with different flow rate by looking for power generated and efficiency. And the second objective is to determine the effect of the number of blades on the power produced. Scope of the project include the study will be conducted at Sungai Mahang Negeri Sembilan. The development of the turbine includes various research components, including gathering fundamental information about the technology being used, developing concept design and analyze test outcomes. Limitation of this project consists of number of blades, the water level is below 1 meter, the area of the Sungai Mahang will be based on estimation, the inability of the researcher to assess the site for inspection due to continuous heavy rain, and last one is small scale of design. Next, moving on to methodology. For proposed undershot wheel water installation at the site will consist of following components. The first one is water wheel model built from CATIA software. There will be two types of different water wheel that be tested. Second is frame that will be support device. The design consists of vertical chain drive and triangle mechanical frame that gives stability during experimental work, and basic electrical component such as generator that convert energy, connecting with load and multimeter. For conducting experimental work, begin with river water runs and splashes against the bottom blades, and the wheel will turn. The transmission will then advance the rotation. Water chain driver that will rotate from chain driver to chain driven upward. Kinetic energy is converted by the generator into electrical energy. The voltage produced by the generator is measured using a multimeter. Next, variables that are changed are flow rate of the river water and number of blades. Variables that are measured are voltage and current, computation speed, rotation and power. For the analysis, Microsoft Excel will be the main software to be used to do calculation of power produced and finding efficiency. As an example of the formula that will be used, where flow rate equals to cross-sectional area of river multiplied by the speed of water. Additionally, we include mechanical losses in this calculation to obtain power produced and gear ratios for our chain drive. Next, this flowchart represents my design construction of water wheel. I started with survey the suitable and proper type of water wheels and area, followed by constructing the CAD model on the CATIA. The expected result that I wish to achieve by the end of this study is as follows. First one, the performance of undershot water wheel that can be achieved by determining the speed rotation, water wheel power generation and the efficiency. And the second one is the effect of the number of blades on the power produced, where comparing the two different number of blades. Figure A shows the relationship between a rotational wheel and the reverse flow rate. Figure B shows a comparison of two number of blades in terms of efficiency. The efficiency value of the water wheel with 20 blades is higher than the water wheel with 12 blades. Figure C demonstrates in terms of power generation. The amount of power produced by a water wheel changes as the number of blades increases. That's all from me. If you have any concern or question, please reach me through the comment section down below or through email at arniesha@gmail.com. Thank you.